starting live video. Both of them say start. Hey, we started, y'all. How y'all doing today? Anybody up there?
Nobody's up there yet.
Oh, okay. Well, for the people to come.
People coming. People coming.
I'm going to pray for this.
Another segment, y'all. Bring it in.
Pray for my wife. This is my wife.
Just let us know. No, I can't hear it.
You can't hear this. Oh, wow. Y'all, she lying on Sunday. She lying on a Sunday. Hey, Marquita, how you doing? Marquita Rice.
Hi, Miss Marquita.
Jazzy Mo in the house. Welcome,
Hi, Jazzy Mo. Hey, girl.
Today's song is Mary J. Blige, I Am. And you shall find out why later.
Ain't nobody gonna treat you better.
More than I am.
Nobody's gonna treat you as good as I am.
Hello to Rwanda Whitaker.
Hi, Rwanda. Hey, Lady Bug.
For you guys that came on time, you know, we will be starting here in just a moment. Today, I was American. I was not Russian today, so we started on time. So
this guy.
I'm happy to pronounce that I'm American today, y'all.
JB, John Bennett, hey, hey y'all.
Nobody.
Stop that.
Nobody's gonna tell me this song. Oh, crazy. All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Let me cut this down just a little bit. All right, that's good enough right there. How's everybody doing today? Thank you guys for tuning in for another segment of Deneo with John and Renee. If you have not tuned in with us before, Deneo stands for Divorce is Not an Option. As always, it's your boy John, and this here is my lovely wife Renee. Today's segment is talking about, it's a very touching subject. It's touching. You know, just like I'm touching my wife right now, it's a touching subject. Today's segment is talking about cheating.
Marital infidelity.
Marital infidelity. As always, I'm going to go ahead and let my beautiful wife go first. Sweetheart, it's on you.
I know, right? Even though we're fighting up against football season, all the games are on, and
I was on time today, so she ain't got no room to complain today.
Like last week, I got up here with my face like this because you made us late. Anyway, I love you.
I love you.
Yes.
I forgive you.
Marital infidelity. Cheating. That's something that's a pet peeve of mine. I hate it. I am for marriages. And I have a heart for marriages, relationships, period, but I have a heart for marriages. Marital infidelity. A lot of people think that cheating, I'm going to say cheating instead of the marital infidelity. A lot of people think cheating starts with sex, with someone other than your partner or your mate, or kissing. And it's deeper than that. Cheating starts with your mind, works its way down to your heart, and then you take precedence over your mate by putting it into action. And point blank period, cheating hurts. It hurts. Just because you see eye candy, and I'm talking to men and women, just because you see eye candy, yes, we see it. We see someone that, look good, or someone that walks good, or someone that, however, you may see that. And just because you see eye candy, it does not mean that you go after it.
Yeah, true.
Examples of beginning stages of cheating. Going to work or school or to the store or coming outside, as far as, your neighbors are concerned. Examples of cheating. And like I said, it starts in your mind, works its way to your heart, and then you put it into action. Mm-hmm. Once it comes into your mind, you see somebody, hello, hi, how are you? And you keep going. Or somebody on the job or school or work or however, they tell you that your cologne smells good or your perfume smells good, and they tell you that every day or whatever. And how many of you know it's a setup, of course? And I apologize if my eyes are rolling. We have 2 lives going right now. We have one on the Divorce is Not an Option page, and we also have one on the regular page. So I apologize about that if my eyes are rolling all around. I'm trying to look at both of them, but sometimes I'm just tagged at that one. And the other one is, I guess, slighted, but I apologize. But someone at work is telling you, you smell good, or you look nice, or however, and maybe you had a disagreement with your spouse that morning or whatever, and you end up taking that in or feeling it. And so you start doing things in your mind. You see, okay, well, wow, this person looked good, and da 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 da. And so it starts going down towards your heart. And the thing of it is stopping it when it gets to your mind, because we're human. Stopping it when it gets to your mind. You know that you are in a committed marital relationship, or however, or maybe in a relationship, and it's you're the fiance, engagement. I'm sorry, and you're about to be married, and so you start putting it into play, like saying things like, okay, now I'm gonna start, when you get dressed in the morning to go to work or school, then you have that person on your mind. I'm gonna wear this today because, and that person is on your mind. Or maybe you're going to school and you do the same thing. Or if you're home and you step outside and the neighbor leaves at this certain time, he or she leaves at this certain time. So now I'm going to leave every time, because every time I step out at this time, she's out there. And so again, cheating hurts. If you want to mingle, you should stay single. Stay single. It's very important, and it hurts, and you have to be careful of the tactics that come your way. It's your other mate sometimes can feel like, feel slighted, because sometimes the person that's about to cheat, even if they haven't, they start saying certain things, everything's short. Or you start putting a code on your phone, a lock on your phone, so that they can't get in there. Or saying short things. And when you usually say, well, baby, I'm giving a run to the store, I'll be back. Now you're just leaving out the house, and you're not letting them know where they're going, where you're going, I'm sorry, and things, or short answers. When they usually ask you questions and they say, well, baby, so-and-so and so-and-so. And they're like, well, why you asking me that? Is this a game of 20 questions? The other mate can feel when you start doing certain things, because men aren't smart. I'll say men because
I is smart.
You smart.
I is kind.
Most men aren't smart, because women, I'll say women too. Me, myself, personally, no, I haven't. If I was to cheat, I'm going to keep everything the same. Just like a drug dealer, they start dressing like a drug dealer and stuff. Stay normal, you won't get caught. Not trying to tell you what to do. I apologize. But because cheating itself, you shouldn't do it.
Amen.
And also, always ask yourself, how would I feel if this happened to me? If he or she did this to me? Ask yourself, how would I feel? What would I do, if he or she did this to me? When you do things, it doesn't just affect you. It affects the whole shebang. If you cheat, there end up a divorce, your children, it comes down on, it affects your children. It affects your lifestyle, period. It affects your mate. It hurts. You shouldn't do things that will hurt somebody because they have a heart. Don't cheat on somebody. Always remember, what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. And like they say, that the grass isn't greener on the other side. Sometimes the grass is green on the other side because it's fake. They got that turf over there. Whereas you over here, and you don't realize when you're cheating on your mate, and you think, okay, you're messing with the other female or the other male or however, you still got to work. My thing is, it's cheaper to keep him or him, because you got to start from ground zero. You got to start from ground zero and start learning that person over again when you already know the person that you're with. So don't cheat. and of course, I'll say it again. You think the grass is greener on the other side? Yes, it is. Because at first, everybody's fake when they first meet, number one. And then you find out the real deal once you stay together for a long time. And it is green on the other side because it's fake. It's turf, whereas the real grass is over here with the one that was sticking by your side. I think that's about it, baby. Back to you. I love you.
She summed up everything in a nutshell. We're going to go ahead and end the video. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. No, but what she said is very, very true. You know, she's speaking truth. And, you know, she's speaking from, you know, a place of experience, you know, because she's been there. She's had to deal with that. You know, everybody thinks, oh, you know, you guys have, you know, the perfect marriage and you guys are, you know, this and that. You know, no, you know, both of us, we're human just like everybody else. You know, we're susceptible to, you know, temptation and, you know, things of that nature, you know. So, yes, you know, in our marriage, we've had to deal with some things. And, you know, that's why, you know, we made up a long time ago in our minds, you know, this here is worth keeping. This here is worth fighting for. Divorce is not an option. One of the things that we said in the very first video was that we are going to be transparent, you know, share some things, open up some things, you know, and share some things with you guys, because a lot of people are going through hurts. A lot of people are going through pain, and they feel that there's nobody else in the world that's having to deal with hurt and pain as well. Well, y'all, that's not correct. That's false, you know, because like I said, you know, I've put my wife through some stuff, you know, what she was talking about earlier, even though she didn't mention it, you know, but, you know, earlier in our marriage, you know, there were some things that, you know, something that I did specifically, you know, I wouldn't say chasing down behind another girl, but, you know, there was another girl that actually like took precedence over my wife. And one of the things that I had to do, you know, I had to, you know, come clean and realize, you know, hey, look, this here is going down the wrong path. You know, I was, you know, waking up in the morning, I was getting dressed, you know, going to work, you know, getting G'd up and everything, just knowing that when I get there, I'm going to change clothes into my uniform and the whole nine. And, you know, all of this stuff was because there was another female that, you know, caught my eye. You know, and, you know, fast forward, you know, talking, you know, spending time talking to this person on the phone, you know, seeing this person, you know, in person, talking and the whole nine. Now, granted, you know, thank God, you know, God caught me before I got too far down the line. And, you know, I wasn't, you know, I didn't cross any other boundaries, should I say, because there could have been another Lorena Barber situation.
Lorena Barber. Cut it off and drop it on the interstate.
Like I said, you know, I put my wife through some stuff, and because I, you know, took her through it, now, you know, going through the years, you know, she had to wonder, you know, is there anything else he's hiding from me? You know, is there anything he's not telling me? And that right there, that type of hurt can play on the mind. That can cause your mind to go places. That can cause you to do things, say things, and the whole nine. You know, so like I said, you know, we didn't have a perfect marriage. You know, there's no such thing really as a perfect marriage, you know, but two people striving to be perfect. And like I said, you know, I put my wife through some hurts and pains, and over the years, you know, we had to grow through that hurt and that pain. You know,
7 years of it.
Yeah, we had to grow through, because like I said, you know, anytime that I looked at somebody, or, you know, automatically brought her back to some of the things that happened back in the beginning of our marriage. And that right there, like I said, it's a hurtful thing. You know, it's a hurtful thing. You got something to say?
Yes. I apologize. I'm sorry. Thank you. The thing is, one of the things that you don't want to do, which is real serious, is talk to he or she, you know, the person that's outside of your marriage. Talk to them because they're going through something. And that was the situation. This female was going through something. I apologize.
We apologize. We got to figure out why the heck it keeps doing that.
Cutting out.
You know, we're going to continue on.
This female was going through something with her husband. And so she took it upon herself to confide in my husband. And it was somebody that I saw every time you turn around, you know, on the job when I went there, it was somebody that I saw. And so she kept talking to him, saying that she was going through something, however, and because of the husband that I have, he was listening to her. And you can't sit there with somebody and have straight eye contact with somebody and not start feeling a certain type of way. And it was an everyday basis. He found himself walking past where she worked and all of that kind of stuff, and you know, just trying to help her marriage. And at the same time, you know, he didn't come home and tell me about it. That's where the whole thing lied, because there was secrets.
I was going to get to that too.
I'm sorry, I'm telling you a part of it. I apologize.
She all in my
all
Kool-Aid.
of your Kool-Aid is red.
Even though she know the flavor.
It's red.
All in my Kool-Aid.
Not cherry, strawberry, and red. And he never came home and told me about it, and that was the hurting part of it. And so because it was secrets, it became to the point where I'm like, okay, what else are you holding back? Or what else, this, and this? You know, and so that right there, you cannot talk to somebody. If somebody's going through something, you got to direct them to the right place. Direct them to someone who can help them. You know, and my husband is a sergeant in the military and everything. And if a female is hurt, then we had the conversation. Hurry up and get her to another female to talk to. Hurry up and get her to some counseling or get her somewhere, because you are not Captain Save a Hoe. You're not Captain Save a Hoe. You can't save that hoe. So you cannot, and I apologize, but I'm just keeping it real. You're not Captain Save a Hoe, so don't try to save her. Find somebody that can.
Yeah, don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
She don't want to be saved.
Can I have my segment back?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you
love
so
it.
very
You know,
much.
this was dear to me, honey.
Took over the whole segment.
I'm sorry. I love y'all.
But like I said, when it boils down to it, what you have to keep in mind is communication. Communication, because had I been communicating certain things to my wife, she could have, told me about, look, it's getting a little too deep. You need to shut it down in a whole nine, or you need to direct, her attention or what have you somewhere else, because I don't need you getting caught up and causing problems in our marriage. And because I wasn't communicating, I had to pay the consequence. Like I said, thank God, things didn't go further than they did. However, keeping stuff from my wife and, some of the thoughts and all of that there is considered cheating. And I cheated on my wife, and as a result of it, I had to deal with the consequences over the years of her building her trust back up in the whole nine. So, when it comes to, cheating and, infidelity or, lack of communication and what have you, that stuff hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts. And like I said, that's why we can talk to you guys about hurt, because we pushed through, and we're continuing to push through, and we're continuing to drive forward and move on. So that's why we can come to you guys and talk to you guys about, hurt and things of that nature, because, she went through things. I had to go through things as a result of something that I put her through. And, it's just, but like I said, divorce is not an option. We made up in our minds a long time ago, this here is worth fighting for. And because it's worth fighting for, we're going to make sure that we keep God first and that we're going to drive forward and move on. And over time, the hurt healed, over time, happiness has come back into our marriage. And there's a lot of things that we're now flourishing, businesses and things of that nature taking off, because of the fact that, we made up in our minds that we were not going to, go down that path and, separate. And God, showed favor on our relationship.
Amen.
You got something else to say?
Yes, I got something else to say. With that being said, when he said, it took time to get over things, our last segment last week, and I apologize, that segment we were talking about forgiving and letting go, or forgiving and forgetting, forgiving and letting go. I am an example of that. Forgiving, but I couldn't let go, and I didn't forget. Over time, it kind of erased out of my mind, or I got over it. However, I know that it's hard to forget sometimes, but I was able to let it go, and I was able to move and press past that, and it no longer comes up. So giving it time helps. I know that sometimes, I know we said last week, forget, it's hard to forget sometimes. And if they continue to do what's right, it helps. Yeah. Because, one little thing can bring it back up. And so he pushed forward, and he's doing an excellent job being a husband, and I thank God for him. You're doing an excellent job. I love you. And so I just wanted to let you know, as far as the segment last week, we did say forgive and forget. Forgive and eventually get over.
Yep, gotta let it go. But, that's what we wanted to talk to you guys about today. Infidelity in your marriage. Understanding that she said that the grass is green on the other side, but that fake turf, those that fake stuff, that stuff causes
It'll bring
damage.
you back home, or you're going to make you lose out.
And so the grass really is not green on the other side. You have to water your own lawn, tend to your own garden. And I don't want to touch on another subject because we're going to be talking about tending to your own garden in another segment. But is there anything else you want to add, sweetheart?
No, honey bun.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in as always. Make sure you guys visit our page, Divorce is Not an Option. There's exercises up there, things to help encourage and, can change, the course of your marriage if you're applying some of the things that we're talking about. There's marital exercises, different quotes, prizes and things that are coming up in the very near future. As a matter of fact, make sure you guys stay connected because in February 2019, there's going to be a gift basket and a $500 gift card that's going to be given to someone, as one of the prizes that's given away for Valentine's Day. So like I said, make sure you guys stay connected. Make sure you guys stay plugged in. If you are just now catching this video and you have not had an opportunity to watch it in its entirety, please make sure you go back and rewatch it. Make sure you guys share this video. Make sure you guys comment, like, love. There were a lot of comments that came down the feeds. Believe you me, we are going to get to each and every one of those comments, whether it was just a, encouraging thing or questions or what have you. Like I said, we're an open book. We're being transparent, and we're being transparent to help other relationships out.
That's right. Because no marriage is perfect. And if anybody thinks so, then they need some help.
Yep.
If you've been together for a long period of time or an extended amount of time, you've gone through something. Everybody has gone through something. And, so just stay connected. We're here to help. We're here to share what we've gone through to let if someone know that if they've gone through it, then you can get over it. You can forgive and you can get over it and let it go. Is that good? Not forget. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Stop it. Okay. And so that's all. I love you.
All right, guys. Well, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we do this here every Sunday, 5:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Central Time. We do this every Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel. So make sure you guys set your clocks.
Stay connected. We may be giving away some money soon. You never know. We won't tell you, but we may be giving it away soon.
Like I said, make sure you guys make sure you guys stay connected. She almost made a preacher cut. But make sure you guys stay connected, and we love you guys. And as always,
be blessed.
This girl almost made a preacher cut. Oh, praise. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
You better, ain't nobody gonna touch you better.